Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Stokinger Field on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts. Here to bring you coverage of today's Independent School League football contest between the visiting Arrows of St. Sebastian's School and the hosting Mustangs of Milton Academy. Coverage is a little in and out as we start off this live stream. So hopefully that connection improves once things get underway. But if not, I am doing a recording. I will be able to post the recorded version without all the connectivity problems after. In the meantime, as we get ready to get underway, let's take a look at the two teams coming into this contest. The visiting Arrows of St. Sebastian's School, seen here on my left with the white jerseys and the red jersey numbers, are 0-1 so far this season. They're coming off that was their home opener. Now they are on the road here against Milton Academy, and then after this, next Friday, actually, they will be playing at Nobles and Greeno. So St. Sebastian's trying to get themselves into the win column. And then meanwhile, the Mustangs of Milton Academy, who can be seen all the way up on that hill on my right, dark blue jerseys with orange jersey numbers. They are coming off a season-opening win on the road, and a pretty handy one at that, at Brooks School last Saturday on September 25, excuse me. They defeated Brooks 42-15. Now they host St. Sebastian's, hoping to improve to 2-0 before next week when they travel out to Lawrence Academy for a road game against Lawrence. That'll be next Saturday at 1 p.m. But for right now, this is the game that we've got. St. Sebastian's at Milton Academy. We're slated to start at about 3 o'clock, so we're still 15 minutes out. Meantime, let's take a look at our rosters for today's contest, and we'll start with the visiting St. Sebastian's Arrows. Going in order of jersey numbers, first off, we have a senior wide receiver and defensive back from Flint, Massachusetts, and a co-captain, number 2, Cormac Wright. Next up, a senior wide receiver and defensive back from Needham, Massachusetts, number 3, Tim Brown. A junior wide receiver, running back, and defensive back from Mattapan, Massachusetts, number 5, Zion Simmons. A sophomore quarterback and defensive back from Hingham, Massachusetts, number 6, Cormac Walsh. A junior wide receiver and defensive back from Wayland, Massachusetts, number 7, Jack Boyle. A junior running back and linebacker from Sudbury, Massachusetts, number 8, Jack Volo. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Wellesley, Massachusetts, number 9, Sam Ix. A junior wide receiver and defensive back from Brockton, number 10, Kellen Donovan. A senior running back and linebacker from Newton, number 11, Andrew Hahn. A senior quarterback from Brockton, number 12, Raiden Donovan. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Wellesley, number 14, John Carroll. And from Hingham, number 13, Joe Sylvester. And then a senior wide receiver and defensive back from Wellesley, number 14, John Carroll. A junior kicker from Cohasset, number 16, Reed McInerney. A junior wide receiver, quarterback, and defensive back from Canton, number 17, A. Lisco. A sophomore quarterback from Needham, number 18, George Adana. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Medfield, number 19, Brendan Melly. A senior running back and linebacker from Needham, number 20, P.J. McKeague. A junior running back and linebacker from West Bridgewater, number 21, Landon Bailey. A senior back and co-captain from Westwood, number 22, Ben Frizzoli. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Hingham, number 23, Aiden McGuire. From Norwell, number 24, Luke Eastwood. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Needham, number 25, Jack McHugh. A junior wide receiver, quarterback, and defensive back from Newton, number 27, Colin Dowdle. A junior wide receiver and defensive back from Norwell, number 28, Ryan Steele. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Wellesley, number 29, Tyler Dorenzo. A sophomore running back and linebacker from Needham, number 30, Colin Sullivan. A junior wide receiver and defensive back from Dover, number 31, Jack Lordy. A senior running back and linebacker from Hingham, number 32, Cotter Walsh. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Wellesley, number 34, Sebu Najarian. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Needham, number 35, Chase McCann. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Brookline, number 36, receiver and defensive back from Newton, number 37, Reese Amrosino. A junior running back and linebacker from Mansfield, number 40, Ryan Williamson. A freshman running back and linebacker from Walpole, number 41, Justin Bork. A senior running back and linebacker from Sudbury, number 42, Thomas Proya. A sophomore running back and linebacker from Hingham, number 43, Joe Maxwell. 4, Luke Ward. A junior running back and linebacker from Wayland, number 45, Jack Daly. A freshman tight end and linebacker from Milford, number 47, Dominic Scioli. A senior tight end and defensive lineman from Wellesley, number 48, Marty Kane. Tight end, offensive lineman, and defensive lineman from Dorchester wearing either number 50 or number 4, Jordan Atkinson. A freshman lineman from Hingham, number 51, Jack Mulry. A junior lineman from Brockton, number 52, Quincy Pickett. A senior lineman from Braintree, number 55, Paul White. A senior lineman from Westwood, number 60, Joey Santosuoso. A junior lineman from Westwood, number 62, Alex Yang. A junior lineman from Milton, number 63, Brian Grandy. A senior lineman and linebacker from Sudbury, number 64, John Cox. A senior lineman from Dover, number 65, Christian Nordby. A sophomore lineman from West Roxbury, number 68, Seamus McDonough. A freshman lineman from Walpole, number 70, Lucas Candioto. A junior lineman and co-captain from Westwood, number 71, Ryan Donovan. A junior lineman from Brookline, number 72, Teddy Galeba. A junior lineman from Milton, number 75, Ben Garrity. A senior lineman from Natick, number 78, Kevin Wakakua. A sophomore tight end and defensive lineman from Sudbury, number 81, Max Proya. A senior tight end and linebacker from Needham, number 82, Matt Noon. A junior tight end and linebacker from Walpole, number 83, Brett Porter. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Boston, number 84, Cole Zeman. A junior wide receiver and defensive back from Wrentham, number 85, Kyle Bilazarian. A junior tight end and defensive lineman from number 87, Colin Boland. So that is your roster for the visiting St. Sebastian's Arrows. We still got about 7 minutes before we're slated to get this game underway, so in the meantime, let's take a look at the roster for the home team, the Milton Academy Mustangs. Again, going in order of jersey number, we start with a senior running back and defensive back from Norwell, number 1, Luke Thorbon. A sophomore wide receiver and linebacker from Whitman, number 2, Aiden Cole. A receiver and defensive back from Danville, New Hampshire, number 3, Matthias Fowler. A junior tight end and defensive end from Millbrook, New York, number 4, Andrew Rappelia. A sophomore running back and defensive back from Franklin, Massachusetts, number 5, Keith Nally. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Milton, Massachusetts, number 7, Gustavo Reynolds. A senior running back and linebacker from Bronx, New York, number 8, Rickardly Joachim. A senior running back and linebacker from Duxbury, Massachusetts, number 9, Jackson Smith. A junior quarterback from Hingham, Massachusetts, number 10, Jacob Holtschlag. A junior wide receiver, defensive back, and kicker from Milton, and linebacker also from Milton, number 12, Dylan Crowley. Number 13, Michael Bradley. A freshman wide receiver and defensive back, number 15, Jackson Hughes. A sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from Milton, number 16, Sam Callahan. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Peterborough, New Hampshire, number 17, Eric Clark. A sophomore quarterback from Norwell, number 18, Matthew Higgins. A senior running back and defensive back from Roxbury, number 19, Brookline, number 20, Luca Casagrande. A sophomore wide receiver and linebacker from Elliott, Maine, number 23, Robert Hamblett. A senior defensive back from Duxbury, number 24, Alex Godwin. A senior wide receiver and defensive back from Milton, that is number 25, McCoy Devonish. A freshman quarterback from Boston, number 27, Axel Portnoy. A sophomore tight end and defensive end from Milton, number 28, William Grant. A freshman wide and defensive back for the coin toss. Might not be able to get through this entire roster before we get underway. Sophomore wide receiver and defensive back from West Bridgewater, number 31, Dylan Murphy. A sophomore lineman from Milton, number 32, Fred Simpson. A number 35, Benjamin Fawcett. Freshman running back from Newport. I am recording this as well, and I'll post a better recorded version of this after the fact, so you can watch this without all the buffering. Hosting the 0-1 St. Sebastian's Arrows. Excited. Pretty fast. And so that might have been a 1-yard gain. Second down and what looks to be about 7 yards to go. Send a man in motion, hand off, bouncing to the outside. That's Thorbon. Someone grabbed his face mask, and they're going to get flagged for that. That was so noticeable, even I saw it. So that'll be a costly penalty that'll move Milton Academy pretty far along. So Milton yards on that. We've seen costly penalties on both sides so far today. We've got one score between the two teams so far, 7-0, the tally in favor of the Mustangs. Snap to Holtschlag. He's looking to throw. Pass rush coming. Avoids the rush. Unloads. Deep down the side. Looking for Fowler. He almost had him. Broken up at the last second by Frizzoli. The rusher was coming, and he shook him out. Rolled out to his right and gave himself enough time to really unload that. And maybe a scotch underthrown, but still got right into the hands of Matthias Fowler. If that throw had been a step further, that would have been a touchdown. Instead, we've got 2nd and 10 from the Milton Academy 40-yard line. Holtschlag the snap, handoff to Thorbon, up the middle. He's got a hole, but hits a tackler at the second line. Ball's out! Ball is out! It's a fumble, and we've got a flag thrown on the play. So now the officials are going to have a bit of a conference here. The flag was thrown while the ball was still loose. So you wonder if that undoes the fumble if it's against St. Sebastian's. The two teams are huddling while the officials huddle and figure out what the right call is. Oh. It looks like the ball is going to stay with Milton after that play. And from what I can hear from the officials, it looks like they are going to call a penalty against St. Sebastian's. Recovered the football. It was still a loose ball, and so technically St. Sebastian's didn't have possession of the ball yet. So it undoes the fumble recovery. Not sure what the penalty was, but it undid the fumble recovery and gives a first down Milton Academy. That's a big turnaround off of a single penalty. Milton Academy gets a lucky break there. They get a fresh set of downs on the St. Sebastian's 46-yard line. Holtschlag with the snap. Gives to Thorbon a bit awkwardly. He runs to the left, finds a bit of a hole, and bursts ahead for a short game. You know, that shows the confidence that a coach has in his running back. You get it back because of a penalty, and then you give the ball. Thorbon has been the focus of the Mustangs. Second and about 5. Snap to Holtschlag. Another incomplete pass for Milton Academy. But they have to be able to mix it up with the passing. Third and 5 now for the Mustangs. Snap to Holtschlag. Gives to Thorbon, not a lot of room, but he's trying to find some to the outside. Cuts back in and goes 52. And St. Sebastian's uses timeout of the half to freeze the clock before they likely get the ball back. It's been a first half full of turnovers. And, of course, the one penalty that actually ended up helping the team that committed the penalty. You're not going to see that often, that a 15-yard penalty actually saves the defense. St. Sebastian's made a successful field goal, but then got a first down off a... And then on fourth down, when St. Sebastian still have a goose egg on the scoreboard. It looks like Milton Academy has decided to go for it here on 4th and about 4. Big play here towards the end of the half. someone to jump. We'll see. Holschlag floats up a pass looking for Rappel. Yeah, misses his target. Was the flag thrown is the question. It looks like it wasn't. St. Sebastian's almost jumped on the hard count from Holschlag, but no flag thrown, and so it'll just be a turnover on downs. 45.5 seconds left before they head into the break. Timeout now called by Milton Academy. I believe this is their first of the half, as they prepare for a defensive stand. Once again, 7-0 the Milton Academy lead. The only score so far came on a 2 or 3 yard run by Luke Thorbon. .5 seconds left here with the ball after the turnover on downs by Milton Academy. They are on their own 40-yard line. Brendan Donovan in shotgun. Takes the snap, dropping back to throw. Quick throw over the middle. Hits his man. That's Zion Simmons, and he's going to get a first down. Big play to start the drive. The clock temporarily stops. And now St. Sebastian's calls their third and final timeout. So a big chunk play there to number 5, Zion Simmons. And now as we've got a timeout, St. Sebastian's trying to move the ball. It is interesting, the stylistic differences between these two teams. Milton Academy moving the ball mostly through their running game. St. Sebastian's moving mostly. Now, if you watch a lot of high school football, you know that typically the teams that find more consistent success are the teams that are able to focus more on the run, just because the skills you need for the passing game and the precision and the timing, it's a lot harder to amass at the high school level than, you know, just getting the muscle mass on the line and the agility of a ball carrier that you would need for a successful running game. Back out of the timeout, 34.4 seconds. Snap to Donovan, dropping back, looking to throw. Throws with a man in his face. Hits Frizzoli, out the sideline, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 27.8 seconds, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs as well. First and 10 from about the Milton Academy 34-yard line. They're trying to at least get in field goal range. Snap to Donovan, drops back looking to throw. Unloads, looking deep, misses Cole. Overthrows his man and misses wide out of bounds. Again, Keith Nally in coverage. And my mistake, not Aiden Cole. Aiden Cole is number 2 for Milton Academy. That is St. Sebastian's number 2, Cormac Wright, who was the target of that overthrown pass. Second and 10, 22.1 ticks left here in the first half. St. Sebastian's trying to get on the board before halftime and close the distance between them and the Mustangs. It's currently a 7-0 lead for Milton Academy. Donovan takes the snap, Looking to throw, pass rush coming. He manages to tuck it and run. He's got plenty of room down the right side, cutting back inside, and he's stopped short of the end zone. The clock is going to stop temporarily for the first down, and they're going to call another timeout. I guess either they didn't use one when I thought they used one earlier, but by my count, that was 4 timeouts for St. Sebastian's. Hard to say what exactly is the timeout count there, because I could have sworn St. Sebastian's called one earlier in the first half. They called one back when Milton Academy still had the ball. They called one after the first catch and run by Simmons, and now they're calling one now. I mean, I guess one of them wasn't a timeout called by St. Sebastian's. I must have misunderstood, because you're only supposed to have 3 timeouts for the half. But either way, the big run by quarterback Brendan Donovan. He's got his team deep in enemy territory now. Inside the red zone, around close to the 10-yard line, really. They have 11.1 seconds. Snap to Donovan, drops back, looking to throw. Quick throw in the dirt, misses his man. They got 6.6 seconds left, and you have to wonder if they're just going to send the kicking unit out or if they're going to take one more shot for the end zone. Because if you float one too high in the air, then this next play will be the last play of the half. And if they fail on that, so it's a real question now. They are in field goal range. We've seen Sylvester hit from this distance. We've seen him miss from this distance. But it looks like they're going to stick with their offense and their quarterback. Brendan Donovan back out there. 2 receivers on either side. In shot, 0.6 seconds left. 1.2 seconds left. They just barely. And actually the officials say it's 2 seconds, not 1.2. So they'll add a little time onto the clock. That pass almost picked off by Milton Academy's number 44, Owen Howlett. Do you take one last shot at the end zone, or do you try and kick it before half? And it looks like they're going to go for the end zone. 2 seconds left on the clock. This will be snap to Donovan. Drops back, floats one up over his receiver's head. They come away with no points. Another big defensive stand in the red zone by Milton Academy. We now go into halftime with the score. The home team, Milton Academy Mustangs 7, Arrows 0. Though not for lack of opportunities. St. Sebastian's goes into the red zone twice. Field on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts.